Hello and welcome to Yerushalmi Berachos Daf Pei Beis in the Ozohar print. So we're in the eighth parak, which is the machlokes between Beis Shammai and Beis Hillel. And in the Mishnah of Halacha Hey, Beis Shammai says, "Mechavdin es habayis." At the end of the meal, first you sweep the room, and then you wash your hands for mayim achronim. And Beis Shammai holds this. The Gemara explains because of Ovda and Ochlan, he's worried about the destruction of food that would result if the hands were washed first, meaning that he holds that you're allowed to use a ignoramus as a waiter, and therefore it's very possible that they're going to end up having to throw out the the food that they touched. And what's the reason for Beis Hillel? Because he says Ima shemesh Pekeiach hareza ma'avir pirun kazayis. Don't worry, the shemesh will be a Pekeiach. The person who's helping out will be intelligent, and he'll remove the pieces that are kazayas, those crumbs that were the size of an olive, maniach pachos and kazayas, and I'll leave those less than a kazayas, which therefore there's no problem with ibad ochlan. Which again, does that imply that for less than a kazayas you're allowed to waste food? Obviously, we know chatzi shir aser v'nat Torah. Maybe they're abundant as well. V'notanli adayim, and then you wash your hands. So therefore, you wash your hands first. V'achar mechavnes habayis. Now, in the Bavli's version of this machlok, it's very interesting because there, the Bavli says that according to Beis Hillel, it's usher to use a amaretz, a waiter who doesn't know basic halacha, which is not that hard, just to give them that training. So therefore, there's never a problem washing mayim achronim first, because the waiter will know that they will have had to have removed the large pieces that are the size of a kazayas. And Beis Shammai, on the other hand, allow one to use a ignoramus. But here it's interesting because there's a discrepancy between the lashon. The Bavli is actually shver. The Bavli, it says that Beis Hillel holds that you have to use a shamish who's a Talmid Chochom, which seems like you're using someone who's a scholar, and that causes a lot of problem because we're not allowed to make a Talmid Chacham do work for us. Now, does that mean that if you pay him, then it becomes mutter? Some people try to suggest that the Megadim Chadashim in the Bavli over here, which is on Mem Gimel Amud Beis, so he actually has a shot that he discusses. The Ali Tamar also seems to try to tie in the Bavli and the Yerushalmi. Tosazan Sheshem basically says that Beis Hillel would agree that that he doesn't literally be Talmid Chacham. He just means someone who is not an ignoramus. The lashon of the Yerushalmi is a lot easier to understand because it says im hashamash Pekeiach. He should be a Pekeiach. He should be intelligent. We know that the Bavli actually says that really they want it to be Masaki, and a person should make a bracha shalos hani bor. Thank you Hashem for not making me an idiot every morning. But they didn't go that far to make that. Although right. So basically, the Yerushalmi's lashon seems to make more sense. In hashamash Pekeiach, that he knows basic halachas, not that he's a Talmid Chacham. And the Bavli's lashon is actually very interesting because it lends an understanding that is he really a Talmid Chacham. But most Mefarshim say that the Yerushalmi is probably the source for what the Bavli is saying, as we've mentioned many times. So therefore, probably the Bavli means the same thing. Not that he was actually a Talmid Chacham, but that he's not an Amaretz. But you do see a very interesting thing that the word Talmid Chacham, even nowadays, sometimes is used. Talmid Chacham might mean a largely knowledgeable person, but it could also just mean someone who's just not an ignoramus, basically, not to be contrasted with, he's a Talmid Chacham, he knows basic halacha. Have a great day.